Okay, peeps, welcome back. As you know, in the previous tutorials, we've gone and put in a cableway here. If you haven't watched the previous parts, I suggest you do that before you move on to here. We've gone and put in the particular cable pylons and the end station. We've continued on from the mid station because we need purpose for some people to go from one location to another. So we'll continue to put the cable lines in. So back to the into the rails, and then we go into the tracks. Obviously, we're selecting the cable car. And it automatically snaps, as we know. I'm just going to go directly to this point here. So we're just going to stretch it across to here. And now, the interesting part about this is, and I'm pleased it's come up right now, is because when I select that, it's brought the actual cable into that position. So that's not going to look right because the gondola is not going to make it. So this is a bit of a problem when it comes to making this. So how do we get around it? Well, we can get around it by obviously changing the topography and lowering that section. But what we're going to be doing is we might just put in an extra pylon. So if we put an extra pylon in, will it change it? So if we go back to buildings, we're just going to turn that off. We're going to go back into the buildings. We'll go to the cableway and we're going to select this. Now, as you can see, if I put this in and put it a bit higher at this point, will it be able to make a connection? Now, so what we can do, of course, is back on this station, we can configure it and add the right-hand side to this. So if we add a tower to the right-hand side, you'll see here on the menu, add tower to, type yes, you can see it there. Now, is it going to be far enough for the gondola? So if we click on that, and we will see that the curvature from this one, if we can configure that, the curvature of this one, if we add the building guide, we've matched it up perfectly to there because I'd actually accidentally switched it off. So that part is going to work. I'll hit no again for that. And we know that this is going up. So if I go back to here, configure, and we'll put the guide in. Oh, that's the building guide. We want the tower guide, which is there it is there. As you can see, it's I've added it back, and it's pretty close to it. So that's all fine. So just hit no again. So we know we can put the tower in. So let's go back to the cable, and we'll put the cable in. So we'll go into there, into tracks, single cable, and we click on here. And once again, we've got the same issue. So even though I might drag that up to here, it's still bringing this up here. So even if we put the extra tower in, it's still not going to do it. So the only way around this is to change the topography. So I'd actually have to get out of here, go into the topography, and obviously we're going to be lowering it, using the lower the terrain tool to be able to get around this so it looks right. Now, you just obviously left click a few spots, and we're just going to smooth it off to make it look right, as if it's been purposefully done. And we can do it around the tower as well. That looks about right. Maybe just at the entrance to here, because we need it to make sure that it wasn't going to be an issue. Probably do it a bit more on that side, a bit more on that side. Obviously things like trees and stuff you'll have to move as well. But that looks about right now. So then we can go back into the rails. We'll click on that. We'll just get both of them in place so you can see them easily. Drag it up to the second one. Click the yes button and bingo. There it is there. Now we'll just continue along here to the next one. We know that's all okay. And then we'll go from this one and down to here. Just make sure that's correct. And bingo, looks good. Nice straight cables. It's probably a bit too far in some respects. We're definitely going to need to put a signal in there to be able to get them all moving evenly. Again, we'll just zoom out a bit just so we can see the second one. Up to the second spot. Zoom in, click the button, that's okay. Go from that spot to the second one. And then the last one. As you can see again, as I mentioned before previously, it's a fairly expensive routine. There we go. Look at that. Doesn't even bring it up. So now we've got enough room for the gondolas to go in and out. You know, you could probably curve this off a little bit more here. Now let's create that track. So we've got that station to here. So we'll create another route. So we're going to, I'm just clicking on this, and we'll go to create a new line. So a new line, we're going to have from here to here. And as you can see, that line's going to be perfect. Here, it's going to be a little interesting because it's going to do a curve. So it's going to come in and go out. And so they're probably going to cross over each other. So we can see how that's going to work. We can go down. Of course, don't forget, we're going to put in next to a station down here and configure it. So we've got a depot. And there's the depot on the side. I'll change the roof of it to a roof 1 to match it all. I probably should have done roof 2s actually because they keep them more dark. But never mind, that's okay. I'll just keep it like that. And have we got the right direction? So there it is, coming in on the left and going out on the right. And so we know that the right-hand side is going right. Click on that, configure it. It's going right and it's coming left. So that's correct as well. So we're going to have different drop-off points and pick-up points, but we'll just, that's okay as well. So we can go back. Now we had 6 gondolas on the other side, as you can see here. And on this side, we'll probably have 8. So I'll throw in 8. We'll see how that goes. Click on there, buy vehicles. We've got the tramway, aerial tramway coal cabin old. I can't remember if I selected that, but we'll just go into there anyway. I should have done the new. So I think that was 10, that's 60. Actually, gondola, that's the one we wanted, cabin medium. That's it, beautiful. So we've got that there. And when we add it, as you can see, that's got 10 capacity again. What we do is we're doing the wrong thing again. You don't select it there. We're selecting it there, but we increase the quantity. So we're going to have 8 on the side. We'll buy them all. Click on there and we'll put them all on line 2. And there we go. Now it's saying there's an error warnings. So we have a warning. Now there's an interesting thing. It's telling me that the cargo stop cannot be used by passenger vehicles. So here I've gone and selected the wrong type. So now I have to delete this one, and we have to actually have this to be a passenger vehicle, not a cargo one. So, because you can actually have cargo go backwards and forwards as well as passengers. So I've gone and selected the wrong one because these ones are all up passengers. So line 2 isn't quite correct. So if I go to manage lines, I'll just kill that particular line. The vehicle's already on the line, so we have to actually delete the vehicles first to be able to continue. So we've got to go into this particular spot here, and at the Manila station it's called, and we've got to go to manage the vehicles, which is this button here, and there they are there. So they're all on line 1. We'll just delete them all. There you go. And then on this one here, we've got to, this line here is wrong. So we actually have to delete the line. So to delete the line, we'll go to line there, and we will just hit the X button. And there we go, it's deleted. Okay, so now, so if we do a new line, which is line 2, we actually have to say what side we're going to be doing it on. So we're going to do there across to here, passenger. So I'm clicking on that one for the passenger. So now that that's correct, we've got no red mark up the top. So now we can come down here, and I could just click on this and click for buying the vehicles again. So we go to buy vehicles. We're going to go into the gondola. We're going to go down until we get to the cabin medium, and that's the 10 people one. And we know that as soon as we do that, I can go and add the quantity for them of what we're buying. So if I add 1, which you're going to need to do, the first one that comes up is 10 capacity, and then you change the quantity. 7, 8, so we buy those. Bingo. And now we put them all on line 2. And as you can see, that line 2 now is correct. So if I unpause it, get the nice sound, and I haven't put it on line 2, there they go. There's the first one coming up, doing the connection thing, stops, and then it's going to run. So this one here, this is all really nicely in tune. We haven't got the cables are waiting. The gondolas are waiting, and now this one's away. So we are going to have to put some signals in, because there's just no way that these guys are going to be, would wait too long, because the first pylon's up there. It's just crazy. So we'll probably put the signal about there. So I'll just throw in the signals, and there's your signals there. There it is. It's already selected. So we'll select one there, and we'll probably select one coming. That's fine. And there's this one here. So it says one way, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just put the signal there anyway for the return trip. And so even though we've got I'll put 2 on the same site. Oh, that's quite funny. So I've got that one there. So I'll put the signal on the correct side this time. That's about there. There you go. That should have released the other one. It has. Okay, that's good. We'll just see what happens when it gets the signal there. I think I've gone and made a slight error there, so I'll just, I think I had them on Yeah, I had it on the wrong side, so we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to go. And it's not because I had it on the wrong direction. So you got to be careful the direction of it. So we'll put that in place. As you can see, it's now going. So I'll just go back to that other signal. Just delete that signal. There we go. And now it should go correctly. And as soon as it gets to that one, the next one will go. And it's not going any further because it's waiting for the other gondola that's going up here. So that was a bit foolish. So we'll have to put another signal in here somewhere. So we'll just put it up here. So there's no problems about it moving and closing. There we go. There we go. And the other one's going. So this will reach this one. And then hopefully it will reach this pylon here. This one's coming back. And we'll see how they all spaced out. We should see how it matches here. So as you can see, it goes up to the top. This one's coming back okay. It seems to be fine. We'll come back there. Spacing out at funny intervals, aren't they? So there's this one here, and that's going to head off. And we'll see how we go here for the connection. We've got one coming up, one coming down. It'll be quite interesting to see if they collide. Vehicle, just collide. It's coming around. There we go. Nicely weighted for it. It has to wait in position for the other line. It takes off. Allows this guy to come up to it. And then goes around. There we go. Beautiful. This one's coming up, so it has to wait in that position. And that's going to be a real issue, isn't it? So here comes this one down here. So at least it conveniently triggers a stop automatically to prevent them colliding. And as you can see how much money is being burnt here. I'm down 13 million, as you can see down the bottom there. But it seems to be working at that part pretty well. And if we go down here, let's just see how this is. It's still waiting down here for the signals because it hasn't moved. And I don't know why. Oh, there's too many here waiting. I think that's probably going to annoy people. So we've got probably too many cars for it. So we just might change a car and take out one of the cars. We can manage the vehicle. That's train number 8. So this is train number 9. So we can just go to 9 and we'll just delete number 9. There we go. That's probably, there was too many at 8. This one's having to wait as well. This one's going, but it might space itself out a little bit better now. And it looks like coming back down's okay. By the time this one and this has gone through those signals. Hopefully I'll put them around the right way. Signal 2, one-way passing. No, so I'll just, it should be right, I'd say. It's not quite, this one's going to slow up. I think by the time I get to this spot, yep, it's going to slow up for sure. Yep, and this one's going. And that's because that signal's the wrong signal. If it gets past this one, let's see if it continues. Because I've gone and put the wrong signal direction on that one too. So it's just coming up to the signal. Is it going to begin? and it's not. So these two signals here were put in the wrong direction. So that was just silly of me, wasn't it? So I'll go back and fix this issue. Here's the signal. Just put that one that way and that one that way. And then we'll just take out those other ones. So just make sure it's highlighted. We don't want to highlight the cable, otherwise we'd be in all sorts of problems. And there we go. And hopefully that's, yep, it's centered on its way. That's beautiful. So that's how we've done that part. And now we're going to move on to connecting everything up with buses into the city, and we'll see if that all moves passengers backwards and forwards.